this is the Joystick Report. Today we are going to be reviewing Chapter 2, Season 2 of Fortnite, specifically the 5 new named locations on the map being the Rig, the Shark, the Agency, the Yacht, and the Grotto. We will be ranking these based on the number of chests at the location, ease of access to the chest's location, and the drop rate. And we will be ranking them in an order that we find appropriate. And first on this list, we're going to have the Rig. Now, personally, for me, the Rig is one of my favorites of this new location, of the new locations. That is because I find the location of this, despite it being on the bottom corner of the map, is very good. Because it is relatively close to Slurpy Swamp, which will mean that in most games, the first circle will be in a general area of this location, so you won't have to travel too far. I like the amount of chests that you can find here. And also, there is a very diverse amount of loot that you can find here. A cool concept that Epic added into the game this season is they added agents, like secret agents, and henchmen to the multiple new locations. And each agent that you kill, you will be given a key card to open the vault, which will provide you with an incredible amount of great loot. I mean, it will provide you at least a purple gun, guaranteed. And if you are able to kill this agent, you have to be very careful because there are turrets around that will kill you if you are not disguised as a henchman, which means you jump into one of the phone booths around these areas, which disguises you as a henchman automatically. And when you do that, it's going to make you look like a henchman until you fire a shot. Then you'll go back to how you usually look, and the targets will be able to find you. So, but the agent for this area is Tiantina, and she drops if you eliminate her, she will drop a mythic boom bow, which, much like the bandage bazooka, will gain ammo every couple of seconds. However, the downside of this is you only have a max of 5 shots to start, and you can only get up to 5 bullets. So that's not very good, not a lot, but it does regenerate every 2 seconds, like I said. So overall, I'm a big fan, and I would say that this one is definitely Joystick Report approved. Alright, coming in next on this list, we have the Shark. And as you all can see here, based on the name and how it gets its name based on the look of the island. Now, I have this too because it's got a relatively decent amount of chests and loot. Like, fine, not my favorite of all time. Not, my least favorite either. This one, the henchmen and the agents are pretty accurate and pretty good with this. So you need to be careful when you're dealing with them. As you can see here, the agents, you can either throw or you can shake down a henchman, which will show you where most of the chests are. And you can follow and try to find them. However, one thing I learned is to be very careful when you're doing this, because this will avert a lot of the henchmen. As you can see where I'm getting shot at, and the henchmen are very smart once you have alerted them. So one thing I learned here is to be very cautious. And also above me, you can see the yellow beam represents the turret, and also right there is the agent for this location, who will drop a very nice mythic assault rifle. Again, I would say that this one, Joystick Report approved. Next on the list, we have the Agency, the most central location on the map, taking place at the center island, which they finally did something with, which is always a plus. However, me, not a huge fan of it. I found every game that I've gone there, the loot is basically the exact same. Like, I have not found any diversity in loot. And while there are a lot of people that will drop there, and there are plenty of chests to be found here, I don't think that is very, feasible to be able to access these chests because there's so many people and there's all kind of hidden like pretty well, and you have to destroy walls. It just takes a lot of searching, and a lot of people, you know, with as many people that will drop at this location, it's not a good thing. So, not a huge fan of this one. I would say that this one is joystick report disapproved. And the next new location we have is the yacht. Now, the yacht is the home base of the agent Meowscles. Meowscles, obviously the cat humanoid character that Fortnite has added. Very muscular, very buff. But other than this being the home base of Meowscles, I'm not a fan. Because I find the loot to be very mundane and repetitive, which can get very annoying and also very boring very quickly. So unless Fortnite adds more to this, not a huge fan. Now, this might change throughout the whole season, but as of right now, one of the worst new spots that they've added. I mean, yes, it's basically just a giant yacht, so, you know, it might be doing some floating around during the season, or it might just stay at put. My guess is it's going to be moving around the map. Which, if it does that, that's going to be pretty cool. You know, I don't think Fortnite's ever had really aside from the floating island, a floating location like this, or a moving location. So I'd have to say it's pretty cool. So, but still, joystick report disapproved. And the final location of this list is the grotto. Now, the grotto is going to be very hard to locate on the eastern edge of the map, just south of Dirty Docks. Because the grotto, you can either enter it through the top as I am here, or you can enter it using their waterfront access point. Now, the grotto, I'm a big fan of this map, or this location, because of the amount of chests that are in this location, the amount of diverse loot that you can find, and the location. The location of this area of the map is not terrible. You know, you're relatively close to any storm circle that can start a game, so you'll never have to really travel all that far for it. And also, I'm a big fan of this one because there are not that many people that end up dropping here, so you can get a lot of loot and be very set for the game without encountering like a single person, which is why I'm a big fan, and I would recommend you all landing here too. This one, joystick report approved. Now, the best location I think of the 5 that are added is the rig, and that is because it is relatively close to Slurpee. I have very rarely encountered a single other person in this location when I have dropped. Also, I feel that you can set yourself up very nicely to win this game. Primarily because I'm a fan of the Boom Bow dropped, but also because you can get a ton of metal to use to build. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe for more. Follow me on Mixer. Thank you for your time.